Never have set up automatic alerts. Probably never will. Let's see. The internet know we're here. Cool. And I'm going to close that so that way Facebook doesn't yell at me. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and get the dark started. Oh, actually, shit, just realized I should probably make sure that my levels are good on crowd chants. Let's see. As potentially could have some of those. Let's play that good Orlando Nunez chant. Yeah, that shit just makes me smile every time. Kind of liking Karate versus Vader as the dark. Like, the obvious answer was Karate versus Rugal, but you can see that anytime in the... Actually, has Karate and Rugal been in the game? In a game? Okay, yeah, they have. 2K2. I'm almost certain there was a... Actually, no. No, I think EX Takuma and EX Ryo were not Karate. So, alright, that's a matchup yet to be determined. But right now, let's put the big man against Karate. Papa Asswhoop, as he is known in the Blake's House community. The owner of Asswhoop Dojo going up against Big Van Vader. So we will have to see just what time it is, if it is in fact Vader time, or if Karate is going to be able to shut Vader down. Right now, elbows and knees, Mr. Karate using his striking ability to great effect, but Vader is one hell of a striker himself as he just whips Karate around, showcasing that massive size advantage that he's got. Big backdrop from Big Van Vader. He's just putting every bit of that size advantage to use here. Just throwing Karate around the ring. Hey, how you doing, Blake? Appreciate you stopping by as well. Possible that Vader is attempting to tire Karate out, as Vader giving up while maintaining a size advantage, like giving up overall just level of fitness that we know Karate has. But it doesn't seem to matter, as Vader is just having his way. with Papa Ass Whoop Mr. Karate. Karate counts, only gets one. Big punch to the back. Vader possibly setting up for the Vader bomb. No, maybe a big splash into the corner. That is an absolutely massive splash from the Big Van Vader himself. And Karate trying to stop the clock, as it has been Vader time for the past 5 minutes.
5 minutes gone.
Big standing D, attempting that standing C as Karate, but does not find its mark. And Vader responding back with a massive power bomb. And we just witnessed 5 minutes and 34 seconds of Vader time as Karate is laid out in the orange Gatorade corner. You know, Blake, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes, like, just when you get behind something, it gets taken away from you. And that's the tragic reality of life. So, you specifically, or, like, in general? Officially, the only two things that are static are your logo and the Def Jam logo. So those other 6 sponsorship slots are available. So yeah, there's like 8 slots and the main logo in the center. As more people like get involved in the stream and want to be a quote-unquote sponsor, those other slots might fill up. Okay. That sounds good as hell. So, those slots, like, they're not really slots. You can put whatever you want on the mat. Like, if we... A hardwood floor texture would look really cool. Yeah, we should do that. But that was the dark match. So, as people start filing into the arena, I can welcome you guys to another episode of Blake's House Wrestling. If you were tuned in last week, you got to see a lot of the tag team division start to make their way back into the fold here. This week we're going in a little bit of a different direction. If you may recall, Blake's House Wrestling has been under siege from Nick's Wrestling Organization. They have been an absolute terror over the past several weeks. Getting word that that conversation from Princeler, the boss of Blake's House Wrestling, on the other end of the line, that was JBIII of Judgment Pro Wrestling. And there is going to be a tournament this evening to determine just who, or a tournament starting this evening to determine just who is going to be the man to challenge the currently undefeated Rapture. But those matchups will have to wait, as we do have a bit of a show to get to before that. Unfortunately, there will be no Maglo Open Challenge this week, as Maglo will be participating in that tournament, and I can spoil one of those matchups for you right now, as Maglo taking on Alfonso in this 8-man, 2-stable tournament to determine just who will be taking on the Rapture. But we are saving Maglo and Alfonso for tonight's main event, as so there will be 3 other matches in the first round of this tournament tonight. But let's go ahead and get our first match underway. So, Blake's House Wrestling is taking a week off next week due to my brother and me being in town next week. I am very much willing to compete against a Big Four WWE show, but I am not about to compete against those good boys from Huntington, West Virginia. However, you know who would compete against such competition is, of course, COLBY. And he is going to be going up against... Let's see, I have passed that stable that I wanted to look at. Let's see. There we go. He is going up against Jeff Angel. Of course, a wrestler that you may know from the Adventure Zone. Yes, COLBY the Kaiju Hunter. Challenging another part man, part bird thing. One-on-one this evening. COLBY, a man so imposing his name is in all caps. Walking to the ring, preparing to take on Jeff Angel. Of course, his opponent, known for the virtues of hustle, loyalty, and calling his dad every day. A man who has been atop of several companies in the fantasy world of Dungeons and Dragons, but this is not fantasy, this is reality, and the reality here is that COLBY is a force of nature. But right now, Jeff Angel handling himself quite well. Big falling fist, but COLBY responding back with a clubbing blow to the back. As he slams Angel into the corner, Angel scrambling away, not allowing him to continue his offense. The two men start to circle the ring. Big elbow to the back. In terms of size and power, these two men roughly equal. But where their styles clash, Jeff Angel is all fighting spirit, whereas COLBY is all about using and controlling his rage. And how he will utilize that in this match is going to determine just how well he can handle himself against the face of the Adventure Zone. Ooh, sidesteps that dropkick. And closed fist right to the top of the head. This has been absolute back and forth as these two competitors appear to be evenly matched. Angel going for a cover only gets one. Alright, COLBY and Angel slugging it out near the orange Gatorade corner. And Angel coming out on top in that exchange. Angel going that high orange Gatorade district. Big falling fist off the top rope. And Angel possibly now going for a series of mounted punches, taking a page out of COLBY's textbook here. And big sledgehammer right hand from Angel. And Angel once again falling fist. COLBY rolls out of the way as Jeff Angel comes crashing down to the mat. And Angel finally finding his mark with that dropkick he was reaching for earlier. He hits just with repeated blows to the head. COLBY still has some fight left in him. Big spinning backdrop. And once again, back to those mounted punches, trying to grind COLBY down. But it is not quite enough as COLBY keeps getting back to his feet as the crowd begins to chant his name. COLBY! COLBY! Angel once again climbing to the top turnbuckle, falling fist again. COLBY! And Lariat and Colby is going to need this crowd support as it has been all Jeff Angel for the past several moments. But momentum may be starting to shift here. No, big spinning powerbomb cover. 1, 2. 2.9, that was nearly it. Colby, big body slam. Needs to start gaining some offensive momentum. That fist just dropping Colby to the ground. And spinning backdrop from Jeff Angel as he gets to his feet. And once again, gut-wrench suplex, but Colby, undeterred, gets to his feet. Big tackle into the center of the ring. Colby possibly thinking that it wasn't quite time to deliver. Oh my God! Colby may be injured as Harada throws up the X. We're going to need to get some staff to check on Colby here. As Jeff Angel is victorious with that spinning powerbomb. So, in addition to the tournament you guys have to look forward to this evening, I'm getting word that we do have another announcement, and I'm going to go ahead and cut to the back just so we can get out in front of that right now. So, I've been in contact with the office at Melifed. She's having her biggest tournament of the year, Melf Bash 2000, and what I wanted to do, send one of our best and brightest competitors into that tournament. It's going to be a dream match. And, of course, you all know him and love him as Maglo, of the Maglo Open Challenge, former Blake's House champion. And you will be able to see him compete in Melifed at twitch.tv/MellyandChains, dates and times to be announced. We will be sure to keep you updated as soon as we know the situation. But I believe, spoke to Maglo earlier today, he has a message for some of his opponents in that tournament. And we're going to go ahead and cut to that right now. That is right. He's used the, like, is it bad in the, like, could you hear the, could you hear it? Because that was the goal. Like, I think he used the same filters that, the NWO boss used to, like, hide his identity, but you heard no audio? Ah, that sucks. I'll have to rewatch it on my own shit. So, when I am playing these video packages, I hear nothing in my headset. So, it's very difficult to tell aside from the line. Yeah. So, with any luck, the Melv Bash event, which does legitimately not have a does not have a date. If it's not within the next 2 weeks, we can shoot a new segment. As that was Maglo's attempt to take on the role of an invading wrestler. He's used to the glitz and the glamour and the cheers of the Blake's House audience, but now he has to go into someone else's house as an invader to attempt to win this tournament. And that was a message to the competitors that he will be facing in Melv Bash 2000 that if you hesitate for a moment, he's going to take you out. I am going to take a brief diversion to attempt to view this. In the meantime, take a quick look at this tournament bracket, as we have the Judgment Pro Wrestling side and the Blake's House side both attempting to send their best in an attempt to challenge the Rapture. But let me click on this and then get mad that the audio's fucked up. Alright, yeah, there's no audio whatsoever. That's unfortunate. Yes, so it's following the current King of the Ring format, where it is both sides will have an inter-stable tournament, and then both of them, like, there will be one person from each stable going to advance to face each other in the final. Which is weird because I played that video on my PC, and like it plays fine in my video player, so I don't know what's going on in OBS to where like it just didn't play the audio at all. But that is something we will have to figure out another day, as we need to get into this tournament. So let's go ahead and jump into the first round. As it was alluded to moments ago, it is a series of inter-stable matches. Judgment Pro Wrestling versus Judgment Pro Wrestling. Blake's House versus Blake's House. As both sides attempt to send out their best competitor to determine who will be facing the Rapture at an upcoming show soon to be announced. Let's go ahead and get the first match. A-Man versus Joey Bagi. And that match is right now. A-Man, of course, the top star of Judgment Pro Wrestling. He is the one that's all the kids are buying the t-shirts and the action figures for. I know that JBIII likes to throw out the line that he is A-Man, but he is certainly the man within the context of Judgment Pro Wrestling. But Joey Bagi, also very well known both in the Blake's House stable as well as the Judgment Pro Wrestling stable. A man with vicious kicks that likes to fight in his pajamas. We will see just how he handles himself against A-Man. Big headlock from Joey. A-Man breaks it up quickly. And Joey locking on that sharpshooter early. But once again, A-Man powering out of the hold. Joey going up against A-Man in a test of strength, and A-Man just towering over Joey. This time, Joey trying it again and succeeding as he checks A-Man with that elbow to the face. A-Man responding back with a couple of elbows of his own. Oh, goes for that spear, but Joey had it scouted. Joey, one of the hardest working men in Judgment Pro Wrestling. There are few people that study more film than he does, as was evidenced by his ability to avoid that big spear. Now it is Joey going for a flying forearm, doesn't find its mark, and A-Man sidestepping that dropkick, big body press. But Joey reversing momentum. Both sides swinging for the fences. They understand just how important this tournament is. Both men putting everything on the line here. Big falling fist from Joey as well. A-Man shoots Joey into the corner, but Joey gets out of that before A-Man is able to do any further damage as the two men slug it out in that orange Gatorade corner. Big running elbow as X marks the spot and the target for Joey's elbow drop. Big backbreaker from Joey. A-Man responding back, belly to belly overhead suplex. And this is just total back and forth here. These two men appear to be fairly evenly matched. Ooh, rolling lariat from A-Man, and Joey just sidesteps that. Big atomic drop, and Joey once again locked on that sharpshooter. This time, A-Man unable to immediately power out of it. He's got to deal with that hold as he is finally able to do so. A-Man once again going to that backbreaker. And kick right to the gut sends Joey down to the mat. Ooh, big moonsault from Joey, but only a count of one. It's going to take a lot more than that to take down the JPW champion. But Joey is certainly prepared to do a lot more than that over the course of this contest. Ooh, clubbing blow from A-Man. Joey responding back with repeated elbows to the back of the head, and once again just trying to stretch him out. Trying to work the legs of A-Man, chop the big man down. A-Man runs, possibly going for another big body press, unable to do so. And once again, Joey has A-Man well scouted. Big spine buster. And transitioning into a dragon sleeper. Joey able to break the hold. A-Man once again, big body press. Massive punch to the gut. A-Man showing off for the fans a little bit, showing why he's the champion, and goes into that body press 2.9. Joey responding back, once again working the legs, trying to take his base away from him.
Give up.
Big kick to the gut, and that sends Joey to his knees. But Joey, once again, going to that Frankensteiner. Thinks better of it, whatever he was planning on doing up to the top rope. As A-Man got to his feet too quickly.
Give up.
10 minutes gone.
Give up.
A-Man possibly going for that body press again, but Joey so prepared in this match, not allowing A-Man to keep that offensive momentum. Only one once again. Oh, big boot as Joey was rearing up for some sort of strike there, but A-Man just beat him to the punch. And once again going to that body press. 1, 2. No, Joey still not deterred. A-Man once again going for that body press, just trying to crush Joey under the incredible bulk of A-Man. big falling clothesline from Joey Bagi. He has yet to start breaking out those massive kicks that you know he's known for. You've got to figure once he is able to do so, that is going to be the turning point in the match. But only if he is able to connect with those kicks. And there, big super kick, but rolling lariat from A-Man, but A-Man struggling to stay on his feet. That exchange took so much out of him. And that could be the momentum shift that Joey needed. Big diving elbow, but A-Man to his feet, rolling out of the way of that elbow drop, and once again going to that huge body press. And brain buster as Joey is down on the ground in the center of the ring. He scrambles to his feet, but he is a little bit dazed. Massive choke slam. 1, 2, 3 count fall. A-Man showing you why he is the champion of Judgment Pro Wrestling. But valiant effort from Joey. He took A-Man's best shot time and time again and kept getting up. But, we will check in on this tournament again a little bit later tonight. We are going to be getting through all of round 1 this evening. So if there are any matchups here that you are looking forward to, you will be getting an opportunity to see all the first round action this evening. But there's a couple freelancers that have been doing quite well for themselves in a Blake's House wrestling ring. And I believe this is as good a time as any to give them a moment to shine. So let's go ahead and queue up another match. Oh, let's see. You've actually only missed 2 real matches. We've announced that there is a tournament to determine exactly who is going to be facing NWO's The Rapture. There was supposed to be an announcement of the collaboration between Blake's House Wrestling and Melv Bash 2000, but something happened between OBS and the video that Chris Martin submitted. It's really unfortunate, and there's some bullshit I can get into off-air, why this didn't work out the way we wanted to, because I'm really pissed about the whole situation, but that is some dirty laundry that I don't care to air in a public forum. But there was Colby fought Jeff Angel to commemorate Blake's House taking a week off to see my brother and me. And the first match of the tournament, A-Man versus Joey Bagi in the JPW side of the bracket, took place, and the champion of Judgment Pro Wrestling, A-Man, took that match in a hard-fought contest. But right now, you have seen both of these men several weeks on Blake's House TV. Shane McMahon, the most dangerous phantom puncher in the business, against Cheeseburger, the man that is all heart with a deadly shote. They're going to be going one-on-one tonight, so let's just go ahead and get right into the match. Shane McMahon, a man, at the very least in the United States, with respect to the target audience's age group, needs very little introduction. He's a man that you would see jumping off of basically anything he could. going up against Cheeseburger. A man that would defeat Terrell a couple weeks ago, and Colby last week. So Cheeseburger on a bit of a winning streak, going up against Colby, a man that has, or going up against Shane McMahon, a man that has pinned the current Blake's House champion. So, like I said, both of these men have a bit of a history with this promotion. I figured this would be a great opportunity to let these two freelancers battle it out in front of an audience. A capacity Blake's House crowd. As Shane McMahon showing off those deadly phantom punches of his. And Cheeseburger responding back with those open palm strikes that just, you know, could end a match at any moment. Big toe kick as Cheeseburger sidesteps a punch. Unable to sidestep that one. Cheeseburger responding back, dragon screw leg whip. And Cheeseburger, the smaller, faster competitor, just outmaneuvering Shane McMahon, not allowing himself to get in the way of those punches. But Shane McMahon, as I said, the deadliest phantom punches in wrestling. He does not need to connect with you for you to feel that impact. But Cheeseburger responding back, throwing some strikes of his own. And Shane McMahon a little bit dazed after that punch to the gut. Barn door right hands from Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon now just trying to stretch Cheeseburger out, just assert his physical dominance over the smaller man, but Cheeseburger not really letting that happen. Big cover one, only one. Shane McMahon shot into the corner turnbuckle, goes for the shote, but does not find its mark as Shane McMahon rolls out of the way and Cheeseburger goes crashing into that orange Gatorade corner. Big vertical suplex. And DDT right on the logo. Cheeseburger running, flipping, senton right into the chest of Shane O'Mac. And the momentum is all Cheeseburger right now. Big leaping DDT. And Cheeseburger, an absolute house of fire right now. Shane McMahon just completely unprepared for this offensive onslaught. Shane McMahon going back to basics. Those punches that he is so well known for. And those punches proving to be very effective as Cheeseburger goes to his knees after that offensive effort from Shane McMahon. Now Cheeseburger locking on that figure four. Trying to widen the gap, possibly, of mobility that Cheeseburger has over McMahon. Trying to work those legs, and Shane McMahon throwing those massive strikes to the Cheeseburger. Shane McMahon starting to wake up a little bit in this match. Just what he does with this new offensive momentum that he's got. Ooh, small package. That is the maneuver that has won him so many matches in a Blake's House ring. Those prize roll-ups that people are just unprepared for. But Cheeseburger, oh my God, that shote taking McMahon's head clean off his shoulders. But Shane McMahon to his feet, back elbow. Sit out facebuster from Cheeseburger. And a roll-up of his own. Shane McMahon, too. That was nearly it. Big leaping DDT once again from Cheeseburger. McMahon responding back with an elbow to the back. Shooting Cheeseburger once again to the ropes. And McMahon just strike after strike to a defenseless Cheeseburger, unable to put his hands up in the corner. And once again, another massive shote. McMahon going back into that corner where he's proven to be so effective, but Cheeseburger to his feet immediately. McMahon not allowing Cheeseburger to continue that offensive effort. And another big roll-up. 1, 2. Count 2.
10 minutes gone.
An open palm strike to the back of the head. McMahon unable to protect himself. Big jawbreaker from Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger once again holds all the cards in this match here. Shooting McMahon into the corner turnbuckle. And repeated kicks to the gut as McMahon is trapped in the Tree of Woe. And now we're going across country to the other turnbuckle. And now McMahon in control. Big low blow. Harada's going to let them fight. McMahon going up top. Big diving elbow. No! Cheeseburger rolls out of the way. That could be it. 1, 2, 3 count fall. Shane McMahon thought he could change the course of this match with that big diving elbow. He risked it all, but Cheeseburger, too quick, too smart, rolls out of the way and traps Shane McMahon in that pinning predicament and gets the victory. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that match turned out. Like, it is very rare you see covers right after a missed dive in this game, just because of the way the AI is set up. But that was just a perfect collection of coincidences that fit together to put on a pretty good wrestling match. So, if you were around last week, of course, we are trying to make an effort to put a little bit more of a focus on our tag team division, as Sterling and Worzalla have been keeping their eye on some of the multi-man matches that have been taking place over the course of the last couple of weeks. It looks like the standout competitors that could realistically be the #1 contenders for their title is either going to be the Keepers of Blake's House, Brandon and Blake, or the Firm, who have been putting on spectacular matches over the past couple of weeks. But Sterling and Worzalla will be fighting neither of them this week. They've got a bit of a tune-up match they need to keep warm and prepared for either of those eventualities in the coming weeks. So let us get both of them some opponents for this evening. Actually, you know what? This would be a very good time to get the audience involved, as there will not be a Maglo Challenge this week. So, in the interest of getting 2 matches where the chat can pick some participants, who are Sterling and Worzalla's opponents going to be this evening? I had something planned, but if you guys have some ideas, go right ahead and suggest some. Could go either singles or real tag. My plan was going to be Suzuki-gun of Taka and Zack Sabre, because the intent for this is to be a warm-up. It is not necessarily supposed to be like an A-list tag team. But once again, this is me trying to get the chat involved. If there's some people that they want to see that haven't been on Blake's House TV in a while, haven't been on Blake's House TV at all. I did. You want to see Steve Jobs in the ring with Sterling and Worzalla? I can certainly make that happen. And actually, that would be a Blake's House debut. Alright. So, one of the competitors is chosen. If anybody else in the chat wants to suggest a tag team partner. Oops, I passed you. All right, we can do that. Actually, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like we've got some opponents for Sterling and Worzalla. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this match. Sterling and Worzalla, of course, the current Blake's House Tag Team Champions. Powerful team, a dangerous team, going up against the Viewer's Choice team of James Holloway and Steve Jobber. James, of course, rushed to the front of the gorilla position as he had, his partner, Hsien-Jo, does have a match on the card this evening. So this will be an opportunity for him to keep warm. And in the possibility that he could get a pinfall victory over Sterling or Worzalla, the tag team champions, that would certainly put him in the tag team title picture. But that's not to discredit Steve Jobber either, as I believe he came in the he came on the same bus that the Knicks Wrestling Organization competitors came on. So do expect him to also be a very viable competitor. Not a whole lot known about his fighting style, but we will have to see as this match develops. But right now, Sterling and Worzalla have Holloway exactly where they want him in the blue Gatorade corner, but Holloway battling his way out with those kicks to the gut as he makes his way to the orange Gatorade corner. Big chop to the crown from Worzalla. I thought Worzalla possibly going for that patented Worzalla elbow drop, but that's not the case. He's starting to battle it out with Jobber, but Jobber electing to tag Holloway back into this contest. Big STO and suplex from this team that, to my knowledge, has never been in the same ring together before this moment, but some excellent teamwork from these two. Holloway going for possibly a flying knee bar of some sort, but unable to find its mark, and Worzalla capitalizes. Worzalla once again going to that shin lock, trying to slow this match down a little bit, brother. Trying to overcome the differential in just wind that Worzalla struggles with in his matches. It's one thing that's allowed him to be so successful in the tag team division is he is absolutely devastating in those opening minutes of a match. But as the match drags on to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he tends to struggle. But right in the tag team division, if he's only in the ring for about 5 minutes at a time, that is more than enough time to get his damage in and allow Sterling to pick up the pieces. Right now, Steve Jobber and Sterling slugging it out, and Steve Jobber coming out on top in that strike exchange, and big running stomp right to the chest of Sterling. Big elbow to the crown. Jobber swinging wildly with those left hands, unable to find their mark as Sterling hits that tombstone as he attempts to choke Jobber out. Holloway, excellent teamwork going for that crossface and just trying to wear Sterling down as Jobber can take a moment to breathe in the center of the ring. These frequent tags doing excellent work for the Jobber Holloway team. Like, this does not look like a team that has never wrestled together. Sterling, repeated palm strikes to the chest. Pushing Holloway into that blue Gatorade corner. And Sterling, amazing display of power. Gorilla press right into the ropes. Sterling just delivers repeated mounted punches. And once again, another big tombstone pile driver from Sterling. Kangaroo kick from Holloway, and that allows him to get into his own corner. Worzalla possibly winding up for that patented Worzalla elbow drop, and he hits it, and it's in the blue Gatorade corner, but Sterling not electing to come and break up that cutoff, but looks like that was all for nothing as Jobber just grinding Worzalla's face against the ropes and now pulling out a foreign object seemingly out of nowhere.
10 minutes gone.
Trying to out-cheat the team of Sterling and Worzalla. Blue Thunder Bomb, 1, 2. Only 2. Gotta figure that Holloway going for that 450 splash, that Persona 450 off the top rope, and this could be it here. No, elects to go for a moonsault double stomp. As he doesn't believe that it's quite time for that finishing blow. It is not gonna be enough to put Worzalla down. Worzalla, of course, having no such qualms. He's going for that elbow early and often in this match. Jobber in control, starting to grind that elbow into the head of Sterling. Neither man able to find their mark there. So two just start slugging it out. Jobber that thumb to the eyes, but Sterling responding back with massive elbows, just crushing the side of the head. And that is a hold we are very familiar with on Blake's House TV, as Matthew Knapp had been using that dick hold to win several matches. Ushigoroshi from Sterling, dropping Jobber right on the back of his head. And there is the power of flame right into the face of Jobber, but no, flash roll-up. It's a long way for Worzalla to go. And it is absolute chaos in the center of the ring. Ooh, monster lariat, but Jobber to his feet. Now Sterling, repeated punches to the back of the head. Jobber unable to protect himself. Harada unwilling to protect him for him, as it is now Worzalla caught in that dick hold. Jobber possibly got a little bit of desperation here, trying a lot of different things to just try and shut this team down. Worzalla looks like he's going for that patented Worzalla elbow drop, and once again it is in the blue Gatorade corner. It is a long way for James to go, and he is unable to close the distance as Sterling cuts him off. And Worzalla gets a pinfall victory over a bloodied, battered Steve Jobber of the Knicks Wrestling Organization stable. So a bit of a tune-up match for Sterling and Worzalla. A rough debut for Steve Jobber. Holloway keeping his nose relatively clean over the course of that match. Possibly treating this as a bit of a warm-up of his own as he starts to figure out exactly where on the card he fits into. As his stablemate, currently the Blake's House Wrestling Champion, as well as the King of Fighters TV Champion, possibly going to create some difficult decisions for him moving forward as he tries to insert himself into one of the many title pictures here. But that will have to wait for another week as we have some more new challenger tournaments to get to. Let's go ahead and hit the Blake's House side of the bracket as we've got Eric Alpizar and Ramon, and that match is right now. Eric Alpizar, of course, the Shoot League champion, defending the Octagon with an iron fist and absolutely devastating kicks. A man that would be a great asset in our struggles against Mixed Wrestling Organization. He is going up against Ramon, a man that has had a turbulent few weeks on Blake's House television. However, he did pick up a critical victory over PJ King of Dads a couple weeks ago, and he has entered himself back into the picture as a serious threat in the Blake's House ring. You're going to have to see just how he handles himself against the Shooter champion. You can see Alpizar wearing the Full Sail colors as he competed at Red Bull at the Full Sail Fortress this past weekend, putting on a respectable 3-2 performance in Tekken. Of course, representing Hwarang, a Taekwondo fighter much like himself. So you can expect to see him to be well-versed in several different methods of striking his opponent. Big lift and then drop one. No, not even a 1 count. Alpizar clearly taking this match seriously. And big kick to the gut. But Ramon now reversing fortune. But once again, back on his back. And now big knee bar from Alpizar. Kick to the gut. European uppercut from Alpizar, and now Alpizar repeated strikes. But just continuing to beat Ramon to the punch, literally and figuratively in some cases.
Give up.
And Ramon has been busted wide open here. But if there's one thing that Ramon exemplifies, it is fighting spirit. He is not a man that will quit. He is not a man that will be pinned or submitted without a fight. You can see this man wearing a crimson mask like a badge of honor. But honor does not pay the bills. So we will just have to see how he can turn this match around into a victory, if he is able to do so. Once again, Ramon going for that early cover. Possibly just testing Alpizar here. Wants to make sure he's home, but Alpizar clearly very well prepared for this match. Big reverse chokeslam from Alpizar. Ooh, rolling knee bar, and Alpizar just inches away from the ropes. And trying to take away the agility and the kicks of Alpizar, two of his most deadly tools. As Ramon hits a devastating slam. Oh, Mario bumped here. And these two men are going to be fighting it out. Alpizar goes for the cover, but there's nobody to make the count. And that could have bought Ramon just a little bit more time in this match. Surely that run into the ref was unintentional, but it works out extremely in Ramon's favor. Ooh, big pile driver from Ramon. He locks on a combination arm and neck hold, trying to stretch Alpizar out. And another big pile driver from Ramon, now going up top. Big falling fist. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Only 2. Alpizar putting those educated feet to good use. And now locking on a knee bar, just trying to take tools out of Ramon's toolbox. Like, all that power is no good. Ooh, big step up Enziguri. All that power is no good if you've got no base to deliver it from. And once again, another Enziguri. Dr. Wily Bomb. To 2.9. That was nearly enough to put Alpizar away. And now Ramon is pulling out all the stops. Those opening segments of the match where it was all Alpizar has turned around, and Ramon just doing everything he can to put Alpizar away. Alpizar responding back with a double leg takedown, but Ramon reverses into that guillotine. Alpizar possibly going for that big strike of his, but the two of them now battling it out. And big kick to the side of the head. But Ramon will fight on. Ooh, big arm drag from Ramon. Alpizar possibly going to that reverse chokeslam one too many times. And he did the deal. Nobody kicks out of this. Ramon winning with the Falcon Arrow, doing the deal and advancing in this tournament. Like, it is funny that the Falcon Arrow is a meme. So, like, when it actually ends the match, it's like, holy shit, somebody didn't kick out of the Falcon Arrow. So, yeah, it's wild. To answer your question, Nick, realistically, I think just in terms of stats, Ramon, A-Man, or Gatekeeper are probably the best matchup. That's from a... but there's also other ways to, look at that. Because there's some behind-the-scenes stuff that I won't spoil. Well, I guess, without saying, too much. Because I'll run a couple of simulations before I do the actual show. But what I was thinking about doing was turning down the critical rate. Just so that way, we don't get a surprise, 40-second match when it's supposed to be the, main event of a pay-per-view. Which will drastically affect the Rapture's ability to actually win that match because of the way his AI is set up. But also, it's the main event of a pay-per-view, and, if I were putting on that show, I want the good guys to come out on top on that show. But that is some shit to think about to at a later date. As we do have a lot more wrestling for you guys tonight. So let's go ahead and get to that. There was a little bit of possible animosity on last week's show, as Brandon making some pretty harsh accusations of Blake's House Wrestling's own Nick Vadala, and we've elected to allow the two of them to settle this in the ring. Is going to be Brandon and Nick in singles action, and that match is right now. Brandon, with those harsh words, going to attempt to back them with actions. But he is going one-on-one with Nick Vadala. An extremely proficient technical wrestler. So you are once again going to see technician versus brawler. We're going to have to see just how these men handle themselves in the ring. Clubbing blow, and there's that brawling style of Brandon that he is so well known for. Vadala responding back. It's going to be a struggle to outmaneuver Brandon, but big European uppercuts from Vadala certainly going to be a way to do it. As despite being a brawler, Brandon is extremely well prepared for his matches. He is not going to just let Nick just have his way with him in the ring. Big fireman's carry from Brandon. And he's trying to chase Vadala down. Ooh, big sweep, taking Vadala's leg out from under his leg, but Vadala, once again, that pump kick, pushing Brandon off of him. A little bit of back and forth between these two men. And once again, Vadala going to those patented European uppercuts that he is so well known for, that he is so effective with. But Brandon coming out on top in that exchange. And there's that technical prowess of Vadala, but Brandon, once again, just has Vadala well scouted. Once again, another series of European uppercuts, just testing the jaw of Brandon. A massive slam into that corner turnbuckle as Brandon locks on that patented spinning toe hold. But Vadala just powers out of it. Now it's Vadala locking on that headlock. Knee to the gut. Brandon shutting down whatever Nick's offense was. Big dragon sleeper from Brandon, possibly taking a page out of Vadala's playbook, as he has been known to use the Dragon Sleeper to end matches. Shooting Brandon into the corner turnbuckle. Let's see what Vadala has planned for him. Just repeated chops to the chest as Nick cries out with a shout. And Brandon responding back with absolutely devastating shots. Just bombs dropped on the face of Vadala, but drop toe hold will put Brandon onto the mat. And those European uppercuts getting a ton of mileage for Vadala, as Brandon does not appear to have an answer for it. And here is that Dragon Sleeper that I told you that Nick likes to go to in his matches. Big low blow, but Harada will let them fight. Once again, a sweep taking Nick's leg out from under his leg. A little bit of chain wrestling from Vadala. And once again, locking on that Dragon Sleeper, just trying to choke the life out of Brandon. But now Brandon seems to have a theme here, just going for that sweep. Taking Nick's legs away from his legs. That spinning toe hold once again just looks like Brandon has picked a body part. And that was nearly it. Big pop-up cutter from Vadala, but he's not done. Step over toe hold face lock. And Brandon is going to struggle to break this hold. It looks like he's finally able to get his fingers underneath that grip. Big Russian leg sweep from Vadala as the two men struggle to get to their feet. They get to their feet at nearly the same time. Big rain trigger. And once again, locking on that headlock. Vadala just trying to wear Brandon down. Nick has been in control for a good portion of this match. Ooh, big 450 off the top. 1, 2. Only 2. Brandon still has a lot of fight left in him. And he did the deal, but Nick able to get his foot on the ropes. Nick appears to be calling for the end here, goes up top. Big 450, but Brandon caught up in the ropes, and he's making Nick pay for it. Once again, Nick this time pulling Brandon away from the ropes, not allowing that same mistake to happen more than once. Massive slam from Brandon as Brandon gets to his feet, but Vadala gets to his feet as well. And another headlock. Once again, just trying to grind Brandon down as the two men slug it out in the corner. Neither side able to push the other back. Brandon with a bit of a reality check with that rolling lariat. But once again, Nick just so technically savvy, not allowing Brandon to maintain momentum. Brandon to the corner turnbuckle. Looks like they're going that high orange Gatorade district. Absolutely massive superplex from Vadala, but both sides getting to their feet at roughly the same time. Vadala unable to capitalize further. Brandon just absolutely crushing Vadala with those powerful strikes. 1, 2. No. Not enough. And Vadala possibly going for that Tiger Driver. Something we haven't seen a lot of, but a move he likes to finish matches with. But Brandon, so well scouted, not allowing Nick to get his signature holds in. Vadala looks absolutely devastated. Big flapjack puts Brandon onto the mat. Vadala possibly bringing Brandon into that orange Gatorade corner. See what he's setting him up for here. And Brandon doing the deal. Nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow. And Brandon, with that 3-count fall, the deal has been done. While this certainly does not prove that Nick Vadala has any affiliation with the Knicks Wrestling Organization, that may have let these two men get a little bit of frustrations out on one another in the ring. But man, back-to-back matches decided by the Falcon Arrow. That is absolutely wild. So, I mentioned earlier this evening that the Firm were in contention for the tag team title picture. So let's go ahead and get them a match this evening. Additionally, there was a bus of Knicks Wrestling Organization talent that I believe these two men are going to be uniquely qualified to handle. Let's see here. As we have not seen, at least in tag team action, the team of Dean and James Sins. Let's see here. And give me just a moment. Let me see. Let's see. Alright, so I believe we are prepared for some tag team action. It's going to be the Firm against Dean and James Sins. So let's go ahead and get right into this match. So I believe this will be the television debut of the Sins brothers. However, I'm fairly certain it was James Sins that had a dark match on Blake's House TV, and the Sins brothers taking great exception to the Firm sharing a ring with them. As I believe that will be James Sins versus Mr. Smith in the ring right now. So let us see how these two gentlemen handle themselves against a seasoned tag team such as the Firm. Big judo style throw from James Sins, and Harada already down. Looks like Harada a bit bloodied there. And James Sins overpowering Mr. Smith. Man, just see that quickness from James Sins as he shot into that corner turnbuckle. If Mr. Smith was a hair slower, he would have been unable to avoid that attack. And it looks like we're bringing Dean into this match as Mr. Adams comes in as well from the Firm side. You can see JB3 watching on in the corner. Possibly protecting his investments in the firm. So Mr. Adams just clubbing blow to the back of the head. And once again, another clubbing blow to the back this time. Big boot, but that does not shake Dean Sins. But the series of punches just might as the two battle it out center of the ring. Another big boot, but once again, Dean able to stay on his feet. So Mr. Adams, big pile driver. That will take him to the mat. And once again, the firm trying to keep each other fresh. This is the mark of a seasoned tag team, but it looks like the team of James and Dean Sins will do the same. Just because we have not seen them tag together on Blake's House TV does not mean they don't have tag team experience within Nick's Wrestling organization, as the two of them are handling themselves quite nicely against the firm. Big crab from Mr. Smith. And an elbow to the face of James Sins. James now headlock takeover. Series of strikes finding their mark for both sides. We are once again, ooh, big double power bomb from the firm. Ooh, and James sliding around that lariat. That could have been absolutely devastating had it connected. But Mr. Adams just going to that pile driver time and time again, and it's proven to be extremely effective as he locks on that crab, and this will clear the orange Gatorade corner out. But that brief 2-on-1 situation does not seem to have deterred Mr. Adams as he powers out of that hold that James Sins had locked on him. He locks on a chin lock, and once again, we are back to that 2-on-1 situation. Big bear hug from Mr. Adams as Mr. Smith watches on. Big strike to the throat. Able to sidestep that lariat once again. Ooh, high and low, hitting the man with the unblockable. And James locking on that chokehold. And Harada going to let them fight. Excuse me, that was Dean Sins locking on that chokehold. As the firm once again delivers a deadly double power bomb. These two gentlemen just absolute terrors coming out of that blue Gatorade corner. Mr. Adams going to that pile driver again. Just testing the neck of his opponents. It has held up thus far to their credit. But just how much more punishment can these men take? Massive spine buster right into the blue Gatorade corner. And Dean, thumb to the eyes as he thinks about what he wants to do in this situation. Ooh, big leg lariat, knee right to the side of the head. And once again, like clockwork, both teams tagging. Their cadence is so well synchronized. Big snap suplex from Mr. Smith. Electing not to shoot James out into the outside. Once again, another thumb to the eyes. And this time sending him outside. And the firm will be doing what they do best on the outside here.
3, 2, 4, 5, 6.
And it is absolute chaos right now. Looks like the Sins brothers starting to gain a little bit of momentum. These frequent tags from the firm protecting themselves quite well. Another big strike to the throat. slam, absolutely devastating as Mr. Adams drops James to the mat. James tagging Dean into this contest. Now both men slugging it out. I would not want to get into a strike contest with either member of the firm, but it seems as though they came out about even. Absolutely gorgeous springboard there, but that did put control of the firm as the match is once again back into their own corner. And they're going back to the well, that double power bomb that they have taken so far in this match. Ooh, big fall away slam from Mr. Smith. And Dean going back to his own corner. And once again going to the unblockable. Mr. Smith unable to protect himself high and low at the same time. But unconcerned by that sharpshooter. Mr. Adams not even leaving his own side of the ring. However, that overconfidence could be their undoing as the Sins brothers are starting to rally here. And now it is Mr. Smith testing the neck of the Sins brothers. It's a leaping pile driver. A big headbutt, and that's busted James wide open. And oh my God, James just scrambling to his feet with every ounce of energy he's got left. That was Mr. Smith's finishing hold, but James doesn't care. He's still ready to go in this match. Mr. Adams responding back with a massive lariat. And James going back to his own corner. Certainly excellent bit of strategy there. Been busted open by that headbutt. And oh my God, picture perfect suplex, but only a 1 count. Dean sends that illegal chokehold, but does not seem concerned about the legality of his maneuvers here in this match. Big powerbomb, 1, 2, and James protecting his teammate. Big arm wringer from Dean Sins. Ooh, absolutely massive lariat. Once again goes for the cover, but that's too close to that orange Gatorade corner. And the Sins brothers taking advantage of a bit of a miscue from the firm here, as they are allowing this fight to stay entirely too close to the orange Gatorade corner. Big suplex to the outside.
1, 2, 3.
And it looks like both pairs changing dance partners a little bit as they battle it out, both inside the ring and out. And bit of a distraction from Mr. Adams, and that nearly cost James Sins the match. Repeated chops to the chest. He's trying to do as much damage to that solar plexus area as he's already taken to the head. And a monster lariat from Mr. Smith will just compound that damage further. Ooh, this time STO and sweep. Or excuse me, STO and backdrop from the Sins brothers. actually a little bit different, possibly going to some more powerful maneuvers. Big backstabber from James, or from Dean Sins, excuse me. As Mr. Smith once again just slams Dean onto the mat. Big headbutt to the back of the head. And Dean just peppered with strikes. But James responding back. That could be it. No, it's not. Just how tough are these JPW guys? The Firm taking shot after shot, but still have something left in the tank. Once again, oh my god, that boot to the corner was absolutely devastating. But once again, the fight too close to the blue Gatorade corner. Taking a moment while his opponent is down to get to his own corner, but that will allow the Firm to get a fresh man into this match as well. Ooh, big double arm DDT, and both men are down. Both went to their feet at nearly the same time, but another huge headbutt from Mr. Smith will plant Dean into the mat. Looks like the Firm is now doing everything they can to keep this fight in the blue Gatorade corner, trying to keep the positional advantage in their favor. Big eye rake from from Dean. And another huge powerbomb. If he goes for the cover here, this could be it. No, he wants to punish this man further. But that could be a mistake as Dean hits that Ushigoroshi. Moonsault fall, 1, 2, no, not even 2. Once again, that fight just too close to the blue Gatorade corner. And looks like JB3 has had enough of this match. He thinks it's gone on about as long as it should and has tossed a weapon into the ring. But the Firm have not yet had an opportunity to utilize that weapon. And all that punishment the Firm had taken, it had taken its toll on that match. That Rings of Saturn, that double armbar, doing just enough to cause Mr. Adams to submit. JB3 possibly a hair too late with that foreign object, as neither member of the Firm was able to utilize that to possibly turn those final moments of the match around. Being said, that does not necessarily harm the standing of the Firm, as the Sims brothers, outside invaders from Nick's Wrestling Organization, not necessarily in contention for the Blake's House tag title, at least not at this time. We do still have to have a decisive match between Mr. Smith and Mr. Adams, as well as the Keepers of Blake's House in Blake and Brandon. So do look forward to that next week. But before that, we do have some more matches to get to tonight. 3 matches to be specific. We have 2 matches in the tournament to determine the opponent of the Rapture at the pay-per-view. And we have the King of Fighters TV title match. So let's go ahead and get one more match out of the way in this tournament. As we are going back to the JPW side of the bracket, we have the Gatekeeper versus the Technician Frank Vista. And here comes the enforcer of Judgment Pro Wrestling. A mountain of a man that is as powerful as he is large. He is the muscle that JB3 will frequently employ when he wants problem solved that the firm can't quite handle. But he is going up against the technician Frank Vista, a man with MMA transitions so varied that you think you might be looking at a slideshow with how graceful those transitions are. You have two masked men, but make no mistake, their similarities end with their choice of wardrobe, as this is going to be quite literally the technician versus the powerhouse in the Gatekeeper. The Gatekeeper not allowing Vista to get anything from that mount position. That is going to be the challenge that Frank Vista is going to have to overcome in this match. Yes, he is an extremely technically savvy competitor, but he is giving up a lot on power. And if the Gatekeeper can just power out of those advantageous positions, he's not going to be able to press his advantage. But right now, it does not seem to have come to that. Right now, the Gatekeeper not even allowing Vista to get started here. Frank Vista showcasing that technical ability. Big Shote! And goes to mounted kicks to the crown, but the Gatekeeper scrambles out of that as quickly as he possibly can. And once again, the Gatekeeper is powering out of that mount position. Now that massive size of the Gatekeeper working against him as he was unable to run the ropes and hit that body press before the technician Frank Vista was able to get to his feet. Big body splash from the Gatekeeper. And there was that Samoan spike. Gatekeeper possibly trying to end this match early. And nearly does. 2.9. Vista seemed entirely unprepared for that maneuver and was nearly pinned because of it. Ooh, big rolling lariat, and this is the Gatekeeper show. And an amazing display of power with that stalling vertical suplex. And once again, big body press from the big body of the enforcer of Judgment Pro Wrestling. And now the technician Frank Vista
5 minutes gone.
has to throw his game plan out the window a little bit as he's slugging it out with the Gatekeeper, as his technical ability has not really allowed him to get started because of that massive power disadvantage. This time finally able to get something out of that mount position as he attempts to choke the life out of the Gatekeeper. Using that speed to try to beat the Gatekeeper to the punch, and it's successful some of the time. Goes for that double leg, but Gatekeeper able to get out of the way of that as he once again goes to that stalling vertical suplex. Now Vista, repeated European uppercuts, trying to chop the big man down. Having a great difficulty doing so. Goes for that pinning predicament one. Only one from Mario as the Gatekeeper is able to kick out. And there's that entry denial bomb. And a 3-count fall from Judgment Pro Wrestling's enforcer. And the Gatekeeper winning with his signature hold, that entry denial bomb, that absolutely deadly spinning power bomb. So that means next week you are going to see the matchup that Judgment Pro Wrestling fans have been waiting on for quite some time. The unstoppable force and the immovable objects of the JPW champion, A-Man, and JPW's enforcer, the Gatekeeper. But that will have to wait. So we do have 2 more matches to get to tonight. And, of course, the next match is going to be for the King of Fighters TV title. So, I want you guys to start thinking about who the challengers for that title are going to be tonight, while I queue up the champions. You know, I do what I can to call the matches, you know? Oh, that missed. The bucks that I have on my save are also stupid overstated, so I don't want to put the bucks in. Maybe that's not what I wanted. Yeah, it's something I just need to fix by getting a better Young Bucks. I also don't know if I have a page. Yeah. You know, I can put in Floyd Bartholomew of Nick's Wrestling Organization. Yeah, you can just have, like, people submitting 3 singles, which is kind of how this championship, like, was originally, like, or how this championship was kind of originally concepted. But we do have 2 more open slots for this this challenge to Kula, Hsien-Jo, and Vice's title. I can do the Dudleys. Let me see here. If I don't have them here, I definitely have them in... Okay. Well, there's fucking Devon, but... Oh, there's Bubba, right? So there's a bit of a conundrum, as the Dudleys are 2 people and Jebailey is 1 person, and that is 4 people on a team. Now, James did get the Dudleys in first. Let's see here. Alright, we'll do the Dudleys. Alright. Alright, I like that idea. Alright, I think that's a reasonable compromise. Alright. So it looks like our team is locked in. We've got a team of Floyd Bartholomew, Bubba Dudley, and Alex Jebailey against Kula, Hsien-Jo, and Vice. I mean, Blake, you have a match guaranteed on the next show, as the Keepers of Blake's House are going to be fighting the Firm for a tag team #1 contender spot. So, you're definitely going to be on the next show. So, Floyd Bartholomew, if you are not familiar, has appeared on Blake's House TV before. He is a man that's absolutely devastated Ramon with that sit out, sit down, that big ass drop that's crushed the chest of Ramon and took him out of action for a couple of weeks. But right now, that team is going up against Team Hsien-Jo. Vice, Kula, Hsien-Jo. Hsien-Jo currently a double champion, but this team of Bartholomew, Bubba, Dudley, and Jebailey seeking to change that tonight. Bartholomew possibly asleep at the wheel at the start of this match. Ooh, massive chop. Just crushing Kula with that chop to the chest. Bartholomew protecting himself from Kula's offense here. Both sides in a bit of a feeling out process. Kula bringing in Hsien-Jo, possibly trying to neutralize that size advantage that Bartholomew has. Hsien-Jo certainly giving up some height and weight to Bartholomew, but it is a more even contest. That being said, if Team Hsien-Jo put in Vice, there is not a doubt in my mind that she would be able to lift this man. As there is not a fighter that I have seen Vice been unable to lift. But it looks like that will have to wait as Bartholomew tags out and brings Bubba Ray into this contest. Bubba Ray, big suplex. So if you'll notice, neither side leaving the apron on tags or in situations where competitors are outside the ring. This match, of course, is taking place under King of Fighters 11 rules, where all 3 members will have to be pinned, but you are not permitted to leave the apron to assist your partner, and doing so will result in immediate disqualification. So both teams playing it safe here. Bubba Ray Dudley throwing Vice around. Is now Vice against Alex Jebailey. Now Jebailey suplexing Vice. Vice has been having a really rough time in this match. Not able to get any momentum. Ooh, big standing A. But Jebailey responding back with a series of punches.
5 minutes gone.
Jebailey, 10 punches, getting 5 of them. Vice responding back with a couple of elbows, not allowing Jebailey to take her back. Vice now bringing Kula into this contest. Kula, of course, we've seen making use of extremely educated feet. But those feet will be tested against Alex Jebailey, who has a deadly drop kick of his own. Kula going for that wild uppercut, doesn't find its mark. Flash roll up from Jebailey, but only gets 1. And something about this blue Gatorade team, it's been very difficult for the orange Gatorade team to get started. They're just keeping this team completely off balance. But just as I say that, Kula with that ray spin, going with repeated kicks to the crown. But Bubba Dudley able to get away from that and brings Jebailey back into this contest. Hsien-Jo taking on Jebailey. Ooh, big elbow to the back. Super kick! Jebailey stacks him up. 1, 2. Gets 2 out of it. That certainly got Hsien-Jo's attention. Big thumb to the eye from Jebailey, and Jebailey will use that to get back to his own corner and bring Floyd Bartholomew back into this contest. But Bartholomew dropped onto his neck with that big Emerald Flosion. 1, 2. Count 2. Bartholomew now trying to choke the life out of Hsien-Jo. Clearly unhappy with that huge slam that he'd been hit with. And once again, we are back to Jebailey and Kula. Kula got the better out of this exchange earlier in the match. Let's see if that continues. Big technical spin. Possibly learned that watching Ramon. And once again, another race spin. And huge double stomp off the top turnbuckle.
10 minutes gone.
Dudley now launching Kula to the outside.
2, 3, 4.
Harada counts. But Kula handling himself quite effectively on the outside.
8, 9, 10.
Bartholomew now running the ropes. Big elbow drop hold, putting all that weight right into the chest of Kula and gets a 2 count out of it.
Finish. 1, 2, 3.
Bartholomew may have Kula busted open. No. No, I believe she is. Yeah, that is a crimson mask running down her face. As Vice and Bartholomew battle it out in that orange Gatorade corner. Putting to his feet first, that sit out, sit down. That just devastated Ramon in an earlier contest. Vice going for that standing D, unable to find its mark. Does connect with standing A. There's that big tackle that Vice is so well known for. Jebailey battles his way into the ring. Vice seemingly not allowing him to get to the inside. Ooh, big drop kick to the back of the head. And Jebailey in total control right now. Drop kick to the back once again. Vice unable to protect herself from those strikes. Vice responding back with a snap suplex, trying to regain some momentum. Now it's Vice just grinding Jebailey, just trying to take the will to fight away from him. Once again, go for that standing D, but nobody home. Vice now bringing Hsien-Jo into this contest. Hsien-Jo with that knee bar, just trying to chop the big man down. Ooh, big punch, and that's dropped Jamel right in the center of the ring. Cover, 1, 2. And that was nearly it. Hsien-Jo possibly going for another Emerald Flosion, but blocked. Sit out, sit down. 1, 2. Jamel still has some fighting spirit left in him. And Bartholomew is going to attempt to choke the life out of him, choke that spirit out of Hsien-Jo. Hsien-Jo responding back. Big screwdriver. And Hsien-Jo going for the cover. 1, 2. But even that, not enough. Bartholomew just repeated chops to the crown. Just dropping Hsien-Jo to the mat. Hsien-Jo responding back. He's starting to wake up here. Samoan drop from Bubba Dudley. Dudley just powering through. Big tackle. Hsien-Jo unable to really block that. And Hsien-Jo going back to his own corner. Taking a great deal of offense from Bartholomew. And Vice, you can just hear her laughing all the way to the back as Bubba Dudley is slammed into the mat. Vice once again, that big dunk. 1, 2. Count 2. And big Frankensteiner from Vice. A move that we've seen so much from her. And massive display of power. That backdrop Uranagi. And Vice just wants Jebailey out of this match. And she is doing that any way she can. Whatever lack of momentum she had earlier is gone, as Vice is in total control. Stocked up and ready to burn it all on these competitors. Big jawbreaker from Bartholomew. Kula, of course, busted open earlier. Sit out, sit down, crushing the chest of Kula. And that will be an elimination for Floyd Bartholomew. Big headbutt from Hsien-Jo. This is going to be a mountain to climb of Bartholomew, Jebailey, and Bubba Dudley. We will have to see if Hsien-Jo is able to overcome that. Once again, that is Bartholomew just trying to choke the life out of him. Big Emerald Flosion. If he covers here, this could be enough. 1, 2. No, it's not. Bartholomew still has fight left in him. Big German suplex, but Bartholomew able to get a hand on the ropes. And excellent bit of strategy there, getting out of this match as Hsien-Jo was starting to gain some offensive momentum. And Hsien-Jo has had enough, swinging wildly with that bat, but doesn't quite find its mark. But that German suplex certainly does on the outside.
7, 8, 9.
And once again, Emerald Flosion, Hsien-Jo planting Bubba Dudley into the mat. 3 count fall. Vice back into this contest. And big elbow from Bartholomew, but Vice immediately to her feet and brings this fight back into the orange Gatorade corner. Oh my god, deadlift German suplex from Vice. Vice just trying to do whatever she can to get this man out of this match. Big headbutt. And that ass drop, that sit out, sit down. Another elimination for Floyd Bartholomew. And it is all Hsien-Jo. Can Hsien-Jo, as the sole survivor, take this team out? This could be it. 3 count fall. Floyd Bartholomew with 3 eliminations from that sit out, sit down. With a pinfall victory over the Blake's House champion. So, Hsien-Jo no longer a double champion, as the team of Floyd Bartholomew, Bubba Dudley, and Alex Jebailey are the new KOF TV champions. And Dimension Kick, I did notice your message. Try to stay in character while the matches are going, but I appreciate you stopping by. If you are into Fire Pro Wrestling, like if you create characters or like there's just people that you want to see in matches, I do a lot of viewer request matchups. This championship in particular is the Twitch chat picks the challengers, and this title's defended every week. There's another match, I have a big battle royal, and Twitch chat picks between 6 and 8 of the people in that battle royal, depending on whether or not there's somebody I want to spotlight in it myself. But if you are a Fire Pro creator and want some of your own stuff to show up on my show, shoot me a message on Twitch and just let me know. But if none of that's the case and you're just appreciating like the show, I'm happy that you're here. Happy that you're checking it out. Fix this. So we do have one more match tonight. So, well, happy you're here. All right. Well, if I do this show, I would say every Sunday. I'm taking next week off, but typically I do this show every Sunday, and there's going to be a couple matches where I throw to the Twitch chat to pick some wrestlers. So if you want to participate in that aspect, you're welcome to do so. If you just want to watch, this is an episodic series, so there will be continuity week to week. So if you stick around, you'll see some storylines advance. We are currently in the process of an invasion arc from a rival promotion. So that is actually what we are trying to resolve right now, as Nick's wrestling organization has a powerhouse of a fighter that has just run through everyone that he has been up against thus far. So between the Judgment Pro Wrestling, Blake's House Wrestling Alliance, we have been putting on a tournament to determine just who the best matchup could be against NWO's The Rapture. The final match of the first round of the tournament is coming up next, and that will be the main event tonight. That will be Maglo of the Maglo Open Challenge, the former Blake's House Wrestling champion, the man who has been in the highest rated segment on Blake's House TV more times than any other competitor. And he is going to be going up against Alfonso, a man that has competed for the Shoot League Championship, has actually defeated the Shooter Champion in SWA Rules Action, and is reliably at the top of the card, an absolute powerhouse in his own right. Let's go ahead and go back to the bracket just to get an idea of where in the tournament we are. So this will be the final round one match this week. Judgment Pro Wrestling's champion A-Man defeating Joey Bagi. Judgment Pro Wrestling's enforcer, the Gatekeeper, defeating the technician Frank Vista. Ramon, in a reversal of fortune, he's been having a rough few weeks, able to get a significant victory over one of Blake's House champions. This is the Ramon that we always knew could be, but just hadn't shown himself for the past 10 weeks or so. But here he is getting a victory over Eric Alpizar. And in tonight's main events, Maglo, Alfonso, and that match right now. And that is Team by Maglo. And you saw that maglo.bandcamp.com link. You can find that song and more at Maglo's Bandcamp page. Maglo, actually the audio engineer of Blake's House Wrestling. He's the one that mic'd the crowd, and I'm sure you will be hearing them tonight, as the Maglo cheering section always likes to get involved in matches, and it sounds like they're already on top of this. And Maglo drawing the energy from the crowd, overpowering the larger competitor in Alfonso. But Alfonso He is a powerhouse. And it is going to take every ounce of strength, every bit of fighting spirit from the crowd to overcome Alfonso. But if there is anybody that can overcome long odds, it is Maglo. And it seems like the Maglo section is still not done. Big knee to the gut from Maglo. Goes for the cover 1, but only a 1 count. Alfonso, stylistically, very difficult to pin down. He's got deadly strikes, but those power moves, those big slams and suplexes, things he goes to quite regularly. But here, Maglo with that patented airplane spin, a maneuver that he always pulls out, because Maglo, the #1 t-shirt seller, the #1 action figure seller, he's the man making sure the kids in the audience from the front row all the way to the back get a good show. And that airplane spin, a reliable fan favorite maneuver. And here comes another one. With that spinning toe hold. And it seems like the Alfonso section is starting to get involved here. But right now, all the momentum is on the side of Maglo. But it seems like that crowd noise is starting to power him, get him motivated as that sweep takes Maglo's legs out from under his legs. Ooh, picture perfect left hand, right hand, left leg, strikes all finding their mark as Maglo once again goes to the spinning toe hold.
5 minutes gone.
Big body slam from Alfonso. DDT from Zo as well. And you can tell just how animated the crowd is. This is 2 top guys battling it out. Big shooting star press, but Maglo getting his foot on the rope. Maglo shooting Alfonso into the corner turnbuckle, going up to that high blue Gatorade district. Possibly going for a muscle buster. And that's exactly what he does. Muscle buster out of the corner, but Alfonso to his feet first. And he's going to go for the cover. That must have taken a lot out of Maglo, but... Oh, Maglo driver, center of the ring. Maglo pulling out all the stops. He wants this opportunity to challenge the Rapture. He wants to be the face of this company. Ooh, big cutter from Alfonso. Big body splash off the top. But Maglo a little bit dazed after that. Belly to belly overhead suplex. Alfonso possibly trying to send Maglo over the top rope. Once again, another shooting star press. But once again, Maglo able to get a foot on the rope. And another muscle buster. Maglo is amped. Big diving elbow, making the same mistake Alfonso made, allowing Alfonso to get his foot on the ropes there. Alfonso, sleeper hold, trying to take the life away from Maglo. Maglo once again going to that high blue Gatorade district. Big elbow drop right into the heart of Alfonso. And that was nearly enough right there. 2.9. Double arm DDT from Maglo. Maglo really keeping that offensive momentum going, not allowing Alfonso to breathe. Big hip attack from Maglo. Maglo now running the ropes once again, sliding D across the face to Alfonso. And I don't know how Maglo is able to keep this pace up. Another massive body splash, and Alfonso once again to his feet. Maglo going up top again. Maglo, this is a completely different Maglo that we've seen from the Maglo Open Challenge. A lot more high risk, a lot more high paced. Like, this is more energy than I've ever seen from him. This man is clearly motivated both to challenge the Rapture at the pay-per-view but also to challenge Melv Bash 2000. And once again, as more details for that event come up, I will be sure to relay that to you guys. Alfonso setting up for the jackhammer. Absolutely devastating slam. And that was nearly it right there. Big lariato from Maglo. And once again, body splash off the top rope. But still not enough. Slight miscalculation from Alfonso, possibly just the pace of this match wearing him down. He was not aware of his position in the ring, and that may cost him, as Alfonso was just dumped to the outside, and Maglo follows him, and they are going to have a brawl on the outside here.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Another big belly-to-belly overhead suplex from Alfonso, as Mario's count is at 12.
13.
Both men able to get to the ring before the count is over. Another big cutter from Alfonso. Alfonso not finished. Once again, going to that sleeper hold. Maglo, how much does he have left in the tank? Clearly enough to break the hold. Stunner, stunner, stunner. That could be it. Cover. 1, 2. No. Maglo still has something left in him. Maglo once again going up top. Another diving elbow drop right to the heart of Alfonso. And another near fall. So once again going up with that jackhammer. Dropping Maglo to the mat. That's got to be it.
2, 3.
Alfonso, 3 count fall. Toppling Maglo in the most high-paced, high-energy contest I have ever seen on Blake's House TV. Congratulations to Alfonso. He will move on in this tournament to challenge the Rapture. So we'll just take one last look at the bracket before we conclude tonight's show. A-Man advancing will be challenging the Gatekeeper next week in the JPW block of this tournament. In the Blake's House block of this tournament, Ramon going up against Alfonso. All 4 of these men, stars, blue chip athletes, some of the top competitors either company has to offer. And we will have to see next week just who will go on to the final. Or, excuse me, not next week. Blake's House will be off air next week. So in 2 weeks' time, we will see just who advances to the final. That is going to conclude the canonical portion of tonight's show. As I always say, I appreciate anybody stopping by. We do this every Sunday night, roughly 7:30 Eastern Time. We do have one more dark match as I go through my spiel here. So let's go ahead and find out who's going to be in that. So what are you guys thinking out of the wrestlers that are on the screen here? Honestly, both sides, all 4 of these guys are interesting. Naito versus Shinsuke? Shit, that's a good-ass match. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Apologies, Blake. You got beat to the punch by seconds. Nakamura. Amazing display of agility. But Naito with that surprise knee bar. Goes for it again, but sidestepped by Nakamura. Nakamura putting those educated feet to good use. That knee to the gut. Nakamura dumps Naito to the outside. But Naito just a little bit too cool for Nakamura. Gets to the inside before Nakamura able to capitalize. So, Nick, if you do for the dark matches, I'm totally cool with being out of character, to be clear. Like, this is kind of where I interact with the chat, and thank everybody for showing up. If you make just a logo, Lado Copy is the one who did the, like, full ring mats with the logos that either got submitted or things of that nature. So if you have just a logo, send that to me. I can make sure that we can get that onto a ring mat. And Blake, what you were talking about with the, yeah, I need to dig that font up in the chat log because I'm going to be honest, I forgot to save it, and now it's buried under a couple months of chats. But I can dig it up. It won't be a whole lot of extra effort. And Blake, like, if you want to make a mat that is just a wood floor for Ass Whoop Dojo, like, I am also totally cool with that. Yeah, we can chat for a minute. Give me a second to, Yo, you there?
Yep.
Alright, cool. How you doing, man?
Oh yeah, pretty good. Yourself?
Tired, but, that's life, man.
Yeah, I hear that. So, I mean, people are here. We have the Def Jam logo on the mat.
Yeah? Oh.
So, I don't know if your audience knows about what has transpired in the Def Jam universe, but
told some of the guys that that I saw on Saturday, but other than that, no. Actually, this would be a decent time as any to let out some of the news. That's Def Jam Records, actual Def Jam Records, knows that we exist and knows that there is a competitive Def Jam Fight for New York community.
Yep, and the man that I specifically talked to is interested in trying to get things going, but he is one person in a big company, and he's just like, hey, you know, we keep pushing it, we might get there.
Yeah. So, like, definitely don't take anything for granted. I mean, it is a big company. This could get ripped out from under us at any moment, but if there's clearly interest in what we do, so that just means that we gotta work that much harder to make sure that spotlight stays on us, that allow this guy to convince his bosses that we're worth Def Jam's time.
Agreed. And one way, you know, the people in the chat watching this fantastic wrestling event could help for free, mind you, is by donating to the Matcherino, which I just posted in the chat, assuming links aren't blocked.
Links should be allowed, and because I didn't set up the levels expecting a Discord call, you came in pretty low, so let me go ahead and relay that information to the chat.
Okay.
So, Gatekeeper just posted a link in the chat to the Matcherino for the Def Jam CEO Taku event. We are going to have some more merchandise to promote that event pretty shortly. I've actually got some files that... oh, you can? Alright, that's weird, because he was, like, at this setting, he was always unbearably low before. So, I have changed nothing. He's actually lower in my headphones than he was, like, when I had him turned up. So, fuck me, I guess.
I mean, that works out for you, because typically I'm loud as hell in your ears whenever you have to fix it, so...
Yeah, so, cool. This is good news for me. But, yeah, so if you guys heard the Gatekeeper then, we are trying to promote Def Jam at CEO Taku. You can contribute to the Matcherino there. There is some existing merchandise, and probably in the next couple of days, and that's what I was about to say to UGK, I've got some files in my email box that I will be able to forward to you momentarily. Basically, when I go off air.
Okay, and he made the edits we talked about?
He told me he made the edits. I have not actually looked at the files yet.
Okay.
So I'll preview those, and then I will send those your way. So yeah, we will have some new merchandise for CEO Taku specifically, in addition to all the old stuff that's already there. You can, of course, participate in the sponsor quests, which cost no money to you, which will chip in an extra couple of cents for every one you do on the Matcherino. If you would like to donate to the event to help fund the community tournament pot bonus, that's certainly appreciated. If you want to spread the word through the CEO Taku community events /GG page, spread that link around, let people know that Def Jam Fight for New York is going to be at CEO Taku. And I need to
put
set
something in the chat.
All right.
It's simply like, if at a minimum, if you go to the website, press the blue contribute button at the top, and then there will be a coupon code section where you just type in Fight for New York is anime or FFNY is anime, and it will donate 50 cents on your behalf for free to the event. So it's literally no skin off anybody's bones. You just do it, and we get a little extra money per pot.
Yeah. And I also need to set my plot back up, because that was the thing I forgot to do when we made the Matcherino for this, to like advertise for us in my stream. So I'll do that before I go live next time.
Yep.
Let me just go ahead and do my closing statements. I can go off air. I can get those files to you, and we can chat for a minute before we shut it down here. So,
sounds good.
So for everybody that dropped into the chat to watch the show, as always, I appreciate you coming here and watching this wrestling show. With the exception of next week, we are here every Sunday at roughly 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I certainly hope to see you here. If you're watching me on YouTube, that is at twitch.tv/MundyCindy, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Occasionally, I will stream some things midweek. There is a Night in the Woods playthrough that I have been about 3/4 of the way through that I've been saying I'm going to finish for the last week and a half. There is a Battletech campaign that I've been meaning to get back to for shits and giggles. Don't expect any midweek stuff. The only thing that I have scheduled is Sundays. But if you're here and I'm online, I certainly appreciate you dropping by and watching. Let me see if anyone else is streaming, just so that way I can be a good streamer and just send my viewers to someone else. Let's see here. Looks like there is another Fire Pro stream going on. Let's see. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, it's just a Bang Raid and then their name, right?
I think so.
Let's see.
I haven't actually done it myself, so I would not know.
Let's see. It's something I should probably learn how to do. Let's see. Oh, it's /raid. Okay. So, actually, this is the streamer that I was talking about earlier that Maglo is going to be challenging at Melv Bash 2000 when we figure out how that event's going to work out. Let's see. And let's see if that does the thing I want it to do. Cool. Alright, well, I am going to go ahead and go off air. As always, I appreciate everybody that was stopping by. And I will catch you guys in a couple of weeks' time.